Creed Whittemore decommitted and has already committed to Mississippi State as a wide receiver for next year. Now, what does this mean? Should we panic? Is this because of last night's game? What is going on? Here's my take. Nobody should panic. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if a few more guys dropped off. Bryce Thornton, he's a safety. He's a 3-star. We already have one. And if Kamani comes, is this guy really going to play? Probably not. So I could see him possibly decommitting. Or if he's like, look, if he gets a full ride and he's like, he knows his role, then he might stay. Who knows? He might come for a year and transfer. These things are going to happen. If you go look at our wide receiver core right now on 247 Sports, Aiden Mazzell, Eugene Wilson, Andy Jean, and Tyree Patterson. Creed wasn't starting over those 4 guys right there, on top of who's already there. On top of what's going to be coming in 2024 and possibly 2025, there is 2 5-stars there for 2024 next year. Creed could read the writing on the wall. Plain and simple. Nobody should be panicked about this. This had nothing to do with last night's game. Had nothing to do with the domino falling. Now, could there be a little bit of a chess play where Mississippi State's like, hey, we know you're going to decommit. Do it if they lose. I wouldn't be surprised if that wasn't the case because, look, everyone's playing a game here. If Mississippi State can have any type of momentum to take away, right, to make it seem, hey, let's beat them while they're down, then yeah, 100% you're going to do that. How many guys have we flipped? And we've been talking shit. How many guys have we steal from Penn State this year? And Penn State up until yesterday is having a great season. This is expected. I'm not surprised on this. He plays quarterback currently. Obviously, he's being recruited to go play wide receiver. This happens a lot. It seems like Mississippi State was recruiting him like, you're going to play. His brother is barely playing now for us. So I wouldn't be, I'm not worried about it at all. It sucks. You never want to see that happen. It didn't even budge us. We're still ranked. We're still number 8. And I think we went down like a point, maybe a point or 2. So nobody needs to panic. It's fine.
Yeah,
relax.
No big deal.
Aaron Rodgers, yeah.
Yeah, no big deal at all. That was a kid who, might have been on the fringe of a keep or not. I mean, look, he's a 3-star guy, but to do it in that way is just not the way that recruits think of wins and losses. They don't instantly react that way. I've said this a million times on this channel, and if anybody who's new here is listening for the first time, recruits don't care about the outcome of that game that their official visit is. Do they want to see a win? Of course they do. But FSU had a ton of recruits there that we lost by 6. Did that change their entire dynamic of whether or not they want to be there? No, they don't care about the scoreboard. It's about the environment. It's about the coaches, their pregame. It's about being in the locker room. It's about being in the locker room after a game. And I think that's the biggest part of the whole thing. Their experience is so different because they go through, here's our academic process, here's our NIL opportunities, all these things. You think that a kid who's going to go to school is going to go to a game, and that one game is going to change his entire decision? That is ridiculous.
Let me speak to you guys about recruiting real quick.
It never happens that way.
I just got the picture from Papa Stokes here. Okay? He's on his official visit right now with Rusall. Here, we were texting last night, the official visit. And I can't, there's a lot of things that he's telling me that I can't talk about. But he'll come on the show and talk about what he can talk about. Who did he say? Stokes, Thornton, Rusall, and Smith. Those are the guys that are on their official visit right now. And I asked him, I go, how is it? How was it after the loss? He goes, yeah, it sucks. But he's like, the visit's been great. I mean, Rusall, he said Rusall and Stokes been talking, hanging out. So, look, guys, those guys were there last night. He was part of it.
Roderick Kearney stayed for an extra day. So he's got a broken thumb. So, he was there Friday. He was there for the game last night. He stayed today, in order to just spend more time. Like, these guys are not transactional like that. Like, they are investing themselves into a university. A football game, don't get me wrong, they're kids, they're emotional, might put them on a high, but a loss in an environment like a loss that Florida just had or a loss that Florida State just had doesn't bring them down.
No.
Yeah, granted, the score didn't work out the way that
Papa
the
Stokes
school
said
wanted.
he goes the players understand the process that's in place. They see what's happening, they understand it, they see what we can't see. And so I asked him, how's he goes, look, it's been great so far. I mean, you know how Papa Stokes and he's bought it. And they are doubling down. And if Marcus Stokes, Trent Webb, these guys are doubled down and they keep pushing that and believing like, look, this is the real deal. We're going to be
They make that with the other recruits too.
Exactly.
Like,
My point exactly.
The damn stupid game. Like the game is dumb. Like the game's
Exactly.
an experience. It's about like the presentation of the university and what they can offer you for your next 3 to 4 years.